Have you ever heard of a woman who changed the course of modern medicine without ever knowing it? She's Henrietta Lacks, the woman with immortal cells who helped to save millions of lives. But her story is filled with secrets and injustice. Stay tuned to learn the true story behind one of the greatest medical discoveries in history. In 1951, Henrietta Lacks, an African-American woman and mother of 5, was living a simple life in Maryland. But suddenly she began experiencing severe pain and was diagnosed with cervical cancer at Johns Hopkins Hospital, one of the few hospitals that treated Black patients at the time. During her treatment, doctors took a sample of her cancer cells without her knowledge or permission, a common occurrence at the time. But here came the big surprise. Scientists noticed that Henrietta's cells were different from any other human cells. They hadn't died. Rather, they continued to multiply and grow without stopping, while any other human cells would die after several divisions. They named these cells HeLa cells, and they were the first immortal human cells to be cultured in a laboratory. But what does this mean? It means that these cells can be used in unlimited medical research. Thus, a revolution in the world of medicine began. How did these cells change the world? Among them, the development of the polio vaccine, cancer and drug research, in vitro fertilization, IVF, the study of viral diseases such as AIDS and COVID-19. To this day, HeLa cells are still being used in thousands of medical trials. Without them, we might not have so many life-saving treatments. But here comes the dark side of the story. Although her cells generated enormous wealth for pharmaceutical companies and laboratories, Henrietta and her family received no compensation. In fact, her family didn't even know about the use of her cells until decades after her death. This case has remained a major ethical controversy surrounding the patient's rights and medical privacy. After years of struggle, the world has finally begun to honor her and recognize her great role. After years of neglect, Henrietta Lacks has received the recognition she deserves. Books have been published and films have been produced about her. Scholarships have been established in her name. Medical research centers have been named in her honor. Finally, in 2021, the Lacks family formally apologized for the Immortal unethical exploitation. Henrietta was subjected to, making her story a symbol of justice and patient rights. Henrietta Lacks wasn't a scientist, nor was she wealthy, but she changed the world with her body without knowing it. Her story reminds us of the importance of medical justice and human rights. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more inspiring historical stories. Share the story with your friends and let's spread awareness about this great woman. What do you think of her story? Do you think the world has done her justice after all these years? Tell us in the comments.